covering why it's important to start your journey or stay on your journey this side of Christmas rather than waiting until January. Welcome to our podcast, Fuck the Diet Cycle, with myself, Lauren Knight, and Abby Lodge. This is for you if you want to cut through the diet industry bullshit and finally end that cycle. Grab yourself a cuppa, get comfy, and let's dive straight in, shall we?
Hello! Good morning. How cold is it?
I know, I've got my dressing gown on and a jumper.
Oh, I am so cold. I've got a heater blowing in my face.
So when you start going bright red in a minute, we'll know it's because you've got the heater blowing. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, shall we dive straight in? Because I feel like we've got loads to cover.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so I have just told everyone that's watching that we are going to be covering why it's important to be starting our journey this side of Christmas, or if we've already got people on their journey with us, which we have, why it's important not to throw in the towel. What the fuck? I'm thinking about Christmas already. Why it's important not to throw in the towel just because it's the 1st of December on Sunday. 4 weeks until Christmas today, people.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
I'm really excited. I feel really excited for our Slimmers this year.
Yeah.
With our Food Freedom program, the first part, I feel like we've had so many breakthroughs because they're doing the tasks, they're doing the bits and pieces that we're telling, and we're looking at the bigger picture. So let's kickstart. Why not wait until January? Why shouldn't we? Like, Christmas is here, 4 weeks till Christmas, you know, it's everywhere, it's on the telly, it's in the supermarkets. Let's just wait till January. Why is that a bad idea?
Because diet culture tells you that you should wait until January, because it says that because it's Christmas, if you're on a diet or a weight loss journey, you can't possibly enjoy Christmas because, you know, there's food about, and when you go on a diet, you don't eat food. That couldn't be any further from the truth. Like, waiting for January is basically just teaching yourself to fail. It's teaching yourself that when things get tough, you better run away from it. But in reality, starting now is going to be the difference between you succeeding your weight loss goals in 2025 or failing them. I'm not saying that those people that do start in January are, you know, always fail. No, absolutely not. There are people that will start in January on the 1st of January and smash it. But for the majority of people, they think that come January 1st, this little fairy comes over you on the 31st at midnight and goes, ping, you are gonna lose weight and you're gonna start right now. And it doesn't happen. You get 2 weeks in, and then what happens? You slip up, you fall off. Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna start again in February. February comes, what's in February? Apart from your birthday, Valentine's Day. Oh God, the chocolates are hitting the shops. Can't possibly. No, wait again. March. Then we're Easter. By the time you know it, you're summer. Oh, it's summer holidays. Oh, Halloween, fireworks, and then the cycle continues. This is why so many people struggle with their weight, because of this constant cycle of events and things like that that are so centered around food. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy Christmas food. I enjoy Christmas, and that is okay. But for many people, they have this image, this vision of Christmas means you stuff your face absolutely bloody silly with God knows what, and you lay on the sofa and you basically die because you're so exhausted from all the food that you've eaten. I mean, what is enjoyable about that? When I look back to my previous Christmases, like before I'd lost weight, what is enjoyable about like feeling dead on the sofa, feeling absolutely horrendous because I'm so stuffed silly? There's nothing enjoyable about that. That's not enjoyable. What is enjoyable is spending time with your family and enjoying the food and not stuffing yourself silly.
100%. And I was talking about this last night, and I've spoke about it for years. Obviously, I did this with you. It's understanding that you're allowed to enjoy food, right? Food is there to be enjoyed. When you sit down and eat your Christmas dinner and you enjoy that, that is worth it. when you walk past your side table in the front room, or I don't know, your parents' house, friend's house, whatever, and you grab a handful of crisps or a handful of nuts and you just chuck it in whilst you're walking, that's not enjoying food. Sorry, my rabbit's deciding that she wants to chew my wires. That's not enjoying food. That is mindless eating. But I took my clients back last night, back to last Christmas, and I want everyone that's watching us to do the same. And you, Ab, go back to last Christmas or Christmas before you ended the diet cycle, and think about what your Christmas day looked like. So for me, Christmas Day, I no matter what size I was, fry up wasn't for me. Like, it just wasn't. However, chocolate for breakfast was.
Yes.
That was on the menu. So I had chocolate for breakfast. Then I would snack and graze. I've just seen that comment come up. I would snack and graze all morning. Then I would cook dinner. Whilst I was cooking dinner, I'd be picking up bits that I was cooking because you need to test it and taste it. By the time I dished up my starters, because I had starters as well, I would sit at the table and go, I've literally got no room. I've got no room. But it's Christmas, so I'm going to do it anyway. So I'd eat the starters, finish it all. I wouldn't leave any because God forbid I left anyways. Then I would have a mountain of Christmas dinner. Then I would go on and have the dessert because it's Christmas, and I would get a festive themed one that had cost me like £25 or whatever, just because it's in a snowflake shape. And then in the evening, come 7, 8 o'clock, I'd get out the cheese board. My sides would be splitting. I would have severe heartburn. I felt sluggish. I felt sick. There is no way that I was enjoying that food, but I was telling myself that I had to have it because it was Christmas. Now, the difference with that now, what my life looks like now, I still eat a Christmas dinner. I fucking love it. I ain't giving that up.
No,
but I don't eat the starters because it doesn't bother me. I'm not, I don't need it.
Dinner
I still
is
make
enough.
it. Yeah, I still make it for other people that want it. Normally it's like a prawn cocktail, smoked salmon, so it's not unhealthy per se, but I just don't need that quantity of food. Like, that's not on my list, right? So I give that away. And then dessert, again, I can give or take it. I'm not bothered by it. James is very still like, I like to have a cheese board in the evening. That's his thing, and that's fine. Whereas before I would be like, yes, I'm having that cheese board because it's Christmas. Now I'm like, yeah, I'll have cheese on another day where I've not eaten a roast dinner, or I'll have cheese in February because I can get cheese at any point of the year and I don't have to have it just because it's Christmas. Like, it no longer is the be all and end all of my Christmas, and that's so important. I want you, Ab, to start talking about the 3 to 6 things, because I think that's so important for people to get their head around.
Yes. But just before we go on to the 3 to 6 things, I think so many people also feel like they have to eat all of this food because they feel like it's only around at Christmas. Like, you can get turkey anytime, you can get roast dinner anytime, you can get cheese any bloody time, you can get chocolate anytime.
Different shape.
It's just in a different shape and maybe have some different like flavors in it and things like that. Like, just because it's December and Christmas doesn't mean that there's a famine like the rest of the year. Like, if these things, you can still have it, but if you choose to. And something that is so important to do heading into December is actually thinking about 3 to 6 foods that you want to have 100% guilt free. And by guilt free, it can be anything. Think about, so for me, mine is profiteroles. Everybody knows this. Mine is profiteroles. Let's bear in mind I'm also lactose intolerant there.
There you go. Shit and straight back out.
But you have to start making a list because it's so overwhelming. In the shops there, I went shopping yesterday and I was like, fucking hell, all of this stuff. Like, you can get so easily like down that rabbit hole of I have to have this, have to have that, they want this, they want that. But in reality, it's just there and you don't want it. So think of 3 to 6 things. Some people aren't going to fill up that 6 or 3 things. They might, just be happy with a couple of things. But things that you know that you're going to have 100% guilt-free, get them and enjoy every single mouthful. Don't swear at me. Sorry, Mum.
Sorry, Mummy Lodge. Oh, no, You're not allowed, are you? Sorry, mummy.
You are going to have 100% guilt free and enjoy them. So many people are scared to enjoy food and they feel guilty when they enjoy food. And it's when that guilt creeps in that you go, oh, I've done it now. I feel guilty. I shouldn't have done that. I'm going to have to start in January.
Yeah.
But if you have got that list, you are more likely to actually want to enjoy that food.
And when you make that list, you'll find that something that you say instantly, oh, yeah, that's got to go on the list. When you sit and think about it, you'll go, oh, but I want that. And it's, okay, do I want this or that more? And all of a sudden, you're really thinking outside of the box. And I get my kids to do it as well. So both of my kids are allowed to pick 3 things each that they really, really want over Christmas, because they don't need all of the shit as well. Like, they need to think about it. It's important for them. They're 9 and 12. And the previous version of me would have gone, fill your boots. Let's go shopping. Let's all go shopping as a family. Chuck it all in. Now they have to think about that. And it's really important for them as well. And they do. They sit down and like, especially Scarlett, she'll go, oh, I like Tofifi or whatever it's blooming called. And then she'll like, oh, but I really like the shells. And then all of a sudden she'll sit and she'll go, actually, no, these are the 3 things that I really, really want. And that's, I personally think, really important for them as well. But last night, what came up at the centre, one of my ladies said that she would have a bottle of wine on her thing. And I was like, that's absolutely fine. She's like, I won't have it all in one day. Like, I'll spread it across what she's classing as her Christmas period. And I was like, fantastic. And she's like, but actually, I know that white wine makes me crave sugar. I was like, okay, talk to me about that. She's like, when I have white wine, it makes me crave sugar, and then I kind of lose that control and I look for the sweet things. So we spoke about how wine breaks down into sugar into her system, which gives her the spike, the come down, and then obviously that's why her body wants more. And we spoke about, at the moment, she's had a major sugar detox by being on plan. So that spike is going to be even more heightened than what she was recognizing before. She's like, do you know what, Lauren? Wine ain't going to make my list. She's like, I'm still going to have alcohol, but I'm going to go for a clear spirit and a diet mixer. So doing this exercise is so powerful, because then you sit there and go, actually, the effect of that isn't worth it. So I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to do this instead. It's such a powerful tool, and even now, 7 years into maintenance, is one that I will still use. I do not deny myself of anything. Like, if I want it, I'll have it. And I don't want you to sit there counting calories. We don't want you to sit there focusing on how much fat there might be. It's not about that. It's about, do you really want it? Because if you don't, then let's not eat it, because that guilt will then lead to your downfall. And then all of a sudden we go into that binge restrict cycle, and that's not what we want. We want you to get away from that.
No, and also by doing this exercise, it will really help you in that period between Christmas and New Year. That week,
no man's land
where I don't know what day it is, I don't know what time it is, I don't know anything. You've still got all the foods left over, because everybody always has foods left over. I don't care. There is always foods left over, and 9 times out of 10 you're waking up and the celebrations are there and you're having chocolate for breakfast, or whatever, because it's Christmas, right? When in reality Christmas is done, and we're now headed for the new year. But having those in the back of your mind, am I going to have that and enjoy that, or am I just mindless eating? Because that period is can be actually deadly for weight gain in December.
I think it's the worst bit.
Yeah, I agree, because for many people their mentality is, it's still Christmas, for one. For 2, I have to eat all of this food before January the 1st, because I'm starting my diet on January 1st. And that's totally the wrong mindset to have, because that's already setting you up for the binge restrict cycle, because you're binge, because January 1st you're going on the diet, and then you're going to cut everything out. But the difference is how we work is, it's a journey, and you incorporate all of these things that you're going to enjoy and you're going to like, and you're still going to lose weight and you're still going to live your life. You're not going to be cutting out all of these things, and it's not going to keep you in that binge restrict cycle. And that's what's really, really important. By starting on January 1st, it's just a green light to go crazy over the Christmas period. Yeah. But what people aren't realising, they have already set themselves up to stay in that cycle.
Yeah, 100%. And I think as well that period between Christmas and New Year, plan for it. There is nothing wrong with still having like really delicious dinners. And if you're not checking mine and Ab's profiles, like our grids, there are recipes coming out every single day, so go and look at them. Like tonight I'm having one of those recipes. I'm having the marry me chicken pie. To look at, you're like, there is no way that I can have that. It's 470 something calories for your portion, and it's got cheesy mash, it's got a gravy on it, it's got chicken in there. You could use leftover turkey if you wanted to. It's indulgent, it's delicious, it's satisfying. You do not need to have salads between Christmas and New Year to be able to like, it's not about that. We are ending that good food, bad food bullshit. We're getting you out of that diet mentality. But if you don't start addressing it now, you've got to keep on telling yourself that you're starting a diet and you're not. So planning those meals across those 5 days is a really, really good tip. And knowing that you know exactly what's happening, using those leftover food. So if you don't like food wastage, which is absolutely fine, if you've got things left over from your roast, we've got a bubble with squeak recipe coming out. We had, yeah, oh, it's delicious, right? And why would you throw food away when you can do that? Go and check out the turkey roast pinwheel. If you've got leftover food, you can turn that, like, people would look at that and go, what, we can have that on a diet? Yeah, you can have it when you're working with me and Ab, because you're not on a diet anymore. You're on a lifestyle change. So let's get that routine in place. You've got 15 events coming up in December. Fucking fabulous. Go out and enjoy yourself. That doesn't mean that you still need to gain a stone across December. Let us work with you to show you what that looks like to be on plan. Like, what have we been doing with our current clients that have got events? Like, how do we work with them?
So we get them to go through, plan out, like a set amount of plan. So if we're using the 28-day challenge that is coming to an end next week, which I'm really sad about actually. But we've got a new one coming, guys. So
if you've not signed up, make sure you're signing up. Just a cheeky plug there. But
there is a cheeky
it starts on the 4th of December, and if you aren't on it, why not?
Yeah, why not? So we take that 28 days and we give them like a calendar of the dates and stuff, and we say to them, get your diary out and go through and mark on there what things you're doing, where you are, what you're at. So it might be your work party, it might be your friends, you're going to your friends for something, I don't know, whatever these people do. All of these, you know, whatever it is, and you put on there and you work out how many meals that actually is, because for so many people, they will say, I've got a work Christmas party on Friday, for example. That means the whole day. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Unless you're going for some long, big team building day where you start at 6 o'clock and you finish at 10 o'clock. You're not. You're going out in the evening. So that doesn't mean that the rest of the day has to be completely out the window. Absolutely not. Still get up, still have your high protein breakfast or your products or whatever it is you're choosing to do, and then go to it. So we get them to write that all down. Then we work out how many meals they would have over that 28 period. My quick maths is not going to be quick mathing right now.
I can't help you, sorry.
And then we work out how many meals off plan that they have got. So that might be 4, 5, 6. What's that?
So there's 84 meals across the 28-day period. I've got a calculator, guys, for those that are listening on the podcast. 28 days, 3 meals a day. So that's 84 potential meals that you could have on plan. Even if, like one of my clients genuinely has 15 meals or 15 events across December, which we have worked through, by the way, that's still 69 on plan or balanced meals that she can have across December.
And that's still like 2/3 of December, 100%. And that's,
but in her head, to start with, she was like, 15 events across December, I'm going to gain weight. What's the point? I can't get my head around this. And I was like, whoa. Send me them. And we've literally gone through one by one. And she had her first one on Sunday. It was her friend's 60th. And actually, the friend is on plan with me as well. And there's actually 3 of them. It's a trio of friends. They all went along to the 60th and they navigated it. Did they enjoy it? Hell yeah, they did. Did they feel restricted? No. Birthday girl had a slice of cake, but she had a slice of cake, not a slab. They had some alcohol, but they thought about that and what that looked like. And breakfast and lunch was still planned for, still on the program, and come Monday, they didn't feel guilty. They didn't feel like they needed to catch up on anything, and they just carried on like normal.
And that is the power. Like my client last week, she had 2 events off, one after the other, and she was all like worried, and I was like, but they're evening. She came in Monday, she weighed, she still lost a pound. Like,
Yay.
and this is what planning can really, really do for you. You will think that you have got so many events and it's really overwhelming, but actually sitting down and thinking and working it out as like a percentage of the time is going to make you think, actually, I can do this. I can still absolutely think about my health, think about my weight loss journey in December. It doesn't mean it's a write-off. December isn't a write-off. It should never ever be a write-off. That's just diet culture in your head saying that it has to be a write-off. And what diet culture actually wants you to do is stay in the diet cycle and continue this, because there's money in diet culture, you know.
100%. 100%. And I think that's why we're different.
Yeah.
Because we actually genuinely want to end that diet cycle. We want to get you off of this meal replacement program. We want you to stand on your own 2 feet. We want you to enjoy food like we do, completely guilt-free. We want your wardrobes to be bursting with clothes that you never have to throw away, because they're always going to fit you. And your husband be saying, where are you getting all these clothes from? Well, hey, this is what it feels like to be confident in your own body. We want you to go to the events and make these amazing memories. But what we don't want is food to continuously control your life, because it does not need to be that way. It needs to be, if you want to eat that thing or you want to drink that certain drink, it's on your terms, not food dictating what that looks like for you. And another little tip to put in place, or a couple of tips to put in place, is get dressed. Get dressed.
Put on the jeans. Do not spend that entire period in your leggings, because
you're not having reality. If you put on those jeans, or you put on your trousers, or a dress of some sort that's not just stretchy material, that's going to give you that accountability. If you are just lounging around in lounge suits or pajamas or stretchy materials, that's not making you realize what's going on. Okay, we don't want you to step on the scales over Christmas. Don't want you to step on the scales, because chances are you're going to have increased sodium, you're going to have slightly more calories than what you are used to, and that's okay. Stepping on those scales are going to make you think that you've gained weight when you haven't. It's water retention. And what's going to happen when you see those numbers, for most people, they're so dictated by the scales, you're going to think, well, what's the point of all of this hard work that I'm putting in? Don't do that. Put on your clothes. I'm going to Egypt in between Christmas and New Year, right? I've already packed my bags. I've already got my bikinis packed. I've got my dresses packed, because I didn't want to put them up in the loft, right? So they're packed. Now, a lot of people turned around and said, how on earth have you packed when you've got Christmas coming up? I know that my clothes are going to fit. I know that I'm still going to be able to wear those things, because I'm not going to lose control. I'm still going to enjoy food. I'm still going to have alcohol, but I know that I'm going to fit in those clothes. I don't need to go and buy new stuff. I don't need to worry about covering up. It's fine. And that's what everybody can achieve. We are no different to anyone else. The only difference is we're putting in the work to change our mindset, and that's what we can do for you. So this is why we are stressing so much. Today, the day that you are listening to this podcast, is the day that you need to be starting with us if you haven't already, or if you're with us, please continue to work with us, because we promise you that for the first time in your life, you will not gain weight in December.
I mean, imagine that, people, listeners, watchers.
Life-changing.
It is life-changing to think, I got through December without gaining weight. I got through December. I enjoyed Christmas. I enjoyed the foods I wanted, and my jeans still do up. I mean, you might be a little bit bloated, let's face it. Like, Christmas food is that little bit more indulgent, a little bit more rich, you know, bloating, things like that. But to not walk into 2025 a stone, 10 pound, whatever, heavier, game changing. I'm telling you. And I did, for those watching, listening, I did Christmas on plan. I started my journey in the October, and I finished it in the February. So that means December, Christmas was on plan. Did I have a shake on Christmas Day? Absolutely not. You know, did I miss out? Absolutely not. I enjoyed myself. I had the foods that I wanted. I chose them things wisely. And then I got straight back to it, that period between, and then.
Can we just talk about that though? That outfit that you wore in front of the Christmas tree. How did you feel in that outfit? How did you feel that day? Can you remember how you felt?
Incredible, because not only had I already started to lose weight, it was the first time I had ever done a online shopping haul thing, and it'd come and I tried it on, and I tried it on in the evening, so I remember doing it in the evening as well, which was always a no-go. Like when I was overweight, like you can't try on in the evening, you have to do it in the morning because you're lighter. Tried it on in the evening and was like, shit, it fits. I don't have to send this back. Like that in itself was just so liberating to be like, this is working and this is what I want to do. This is where I want to continue to feel. And that helped like spur me on. So
yeah. And can we take that a little bit further? So you remember exactly that you tried that outfit on the evening. You remember it was an online shop. You remember not needing to send it back. You remember how you felt. Do you remember everything you ate?
No.
Okay. So doesn't that show what's more important?
You don't remember. And that's what people think, like, oh, in years to come, you're not going to remember what you ate with Aunt Mary down the road. Like, you're going to remember what happened, these events, these things, conversations, things like funny things that happen around the dinner table. All of these things is what you remember. I ain't got a clue. I don't remember what I ate yesterday. Like,
and that's the thing, isn't it? That's what people have forgotten. Yeah. That's where marketing has taken us. That's where diet culture has taken us, is everything is about food. No, it's not. Your memories will still happen without them. Your fun times will still happen without them. Your feelings will still be ignited without you being so consumed by food. And actually, that's where the control comes back. And I still remember, as your consultant, how you felt on that day when you messaged me talking about that outfit, talking about that haul, and being so happy in front of that Christmas tree. Like for me, I know you've changed so much since then because your journey continued. But at that point of your journey, you were already so happy and so proud of yourself. And that for me meant the world. And that's exactly now what we pass on to our clients. And I want everybody to take a photo at Christmas. I don't care where they are in their journey, because it's a really pivotal moment of their journey that actually, I've done this. I feel good right now. Yeah, I might not be at the end of my journey, or I may be really, really close. But that moment in time from maybe last year's December or a December in the past where you felt shit and you didn't want to stand in front of that Christmas tree, or you didn't want to have that family photo, that is powerful. That is empowerment. And that's what it looks like to be back in control. And that's why today is so important.
I love that.
Yeah, do we finish at that point? I feel like we're on a high.
I feel like we finished at that point. And also we have got a question.
Oh, okay.
I see it come through. I can't find it. Any tips on plan when you're full of head cold? This is a good one because I've just got over COVID. If nobody knows, it was very, very poorly. And the one thing that is really, really hard, well, we think it's really, really hard, is to either stay on plan, eat healthy, whatever, when you are really, really poorly, because naturally all you want to do is comfort yourself. And what is 9 times out of 10 many people's take on comforting themselves? Food. But what we have to remember is a cold is by germs, bugs and bacteria. No amount of food has, unless you're one of these health freaks that, whatever, has the ability to kill a cold or make you feel better. It will literally make you feel better for about 10 seconds, and then you're going to feel guilty, and then you're going to carry on. So it's really important to remember that actually no amount of food that you are going to consume, if you want to consume and come off plan, is going to actually make you have a speedy recovery. Our products have a third of your daily vitamins and minerals in them. So you are 9 times out of 10, you are much better staying on the products or whatever and enjoying those products, because they are what is actually going to help you feel better quicker anyway, because they're giving your body everything that you need. But also things like having like I don't know what step you're on or what you're doing, the water flavorings, the hot water flavorings, because everybody wants that like warmth and stuff, having them, because again, you can have them as many as them as you want, and picking products that you know are gonna like hit that spot for you, so you feel like you're getting that bit of comfort somewhere from, but you, and then you're staying on plan and you're not kind of deviating from it or feeling guilty.
And also with the water flavourings, instead of stocking up on cold and flu tablets, which are, or the medicine, they are full of additives and sugar, and they don't actually do much. It's a placebo effect. Use our water flavourings, crush up a paracetamol, or if you get the ones that are in casing, open up casing, tip it in. Obviously, stick to the guidelines of paracetamol. I don't want anyone like going over the top of it. Make it hot, and that becomes your cold and flu drink, basically. It's exactly the same thing, apart from it's not full of sugar and it's not going to send your blood sugar spiking, which then leads you to wanting sugar to keep you feeling good. It's so important to know that it's not food that makes you better. There are like herbs, like turmeric, for example, is really, really good to help you with colds and flus, but that doesn't mean you need to go and put that into a pie. It means that you're supposed to have it in water. So go and do some research. Like, telling yourself that you need food to get over a cold, again, is diet culture and just your inner voice giving you a load of bullshit. So plenty of rest, drinking your water to flush it out, making sure that you're consuming food for fuel, not therapy, and genuine self-care. Put those things into place, and you'll feel so much better. When you feed that fuel, like when you feed your body with shit and low nutrition and high sugar, you're going to feel worse. So put those tips. I hope that helps. But I really enjoyed that session.
I really enjoyed that. Why have we not done that before?
Dunno. I feel like we got a bit passionate, but hopefully people have taken tips away from that. If you want to listen back and make notes, this will go on the grid, but also over onto our podcast. And I'm going to give it another cheeky plug, because actually it needs to be done. Our second part of the Food Freedom Programme starts on the 4th of December. And it's all about getting through December, including that no man's land between Christmas and New Year, with daily tasks, optional group chat, one-to-one support from either myself and Abby. But in that chat, you have got 3 weight loss coaches, all who are maintaining successfully after their weight loss without meal replacement products, may I add. So if that's the kind of accountability that you want, and you want to make sure that we go into 2025 feeling on top of the world, this is your chance. So the bundle will close on Monday at 11 o'clock in the morning. So be quick. If you've got any questions about that, drop myself or Abby a message and we will sort you out. Yeah. But thank you for listening, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you loved it, don't forget to press that subscribe button and the little bell so that you never miss a future episode. We will be back here with a new one on Sunday at 7 a.m. We'll see you then.